have a monkey in your pants?
Can you hear the birds? I can hear the birds. Will we wait on the birds finishing? I don't know if you can hear the birds, but we're just going to have to put up with the birds. Sorry. Alright then folks, Monkey Splash 5000 back with another video. Excuse the birds outside. He makes a video complaining about pickup videos, and then he makes a pickup video. So these are some games I picked up, funnily enough, pickups video, not that long ago. It's a pity how close this shot is. I can't show you this t-shirt. Look, there you go, Primark t-shirt, why picked it up, Mortal Kombat, awesome. Awesome. But pickup videos, they're all Spectrum games, so if you're not a fan of the 8-bit home computer 80s stroke early 90s, it went on for me, because I think I was one of these few people that held on to Spectrum for like dear life and refused to let it go. Maybe that's why I've got so many now, I do not know. But Spectrum games, cassette games, you know, remember cassettes, children. But Hit Squad games is what they are. Those are those, I can never say that sentence. Those of you, I should say, who have been watching my channel for a little while, know that I'm really into collecting the Hit Squad games. There's a lot more of them than what I thought, and some of them are ridiculously hard to find and get a hold of. So I've got some not so difficult and hard to get a hold of, and some that were quite difficult to get a hold of, but those difficult ones all came from the same seller in Spain. All over the world people love Spectrums, what could I say? But we'll start. Oh yes, I was going to say, have I played this game? And I wasn't sure what version it was, and I looked on the back and then I realised what it was, and of course I have, because it's like the Robocop-esque version of it. But the first one is, it's not going to focus, is it? There we go, it did focus. Batman, it's awesome, Batman. It's like, is it the Batman the movie game? I'm assuming yes. It's the version that, you know, the first level, it's very Robocop-esque, probably because it's done by the same people, guessing, may not be. Looks very Robocop-esque, it's an ocean game, where you're walking along in the chemical plant, awesome music. It's a brilliant, brilliant game. If I've not done gameplay videos of these, my next lot of gameplay videos will be of my pickups, because that makes sense. Because somebody in the previous comment saying, I don't get people who just make pickup videos and then you never even seen gameplay videos of them, and I was going to do Electric Adventures style pickups videos, one of the first people I subscribed to on YouTube, and I was going to do it where I just pick up and play, I think what he calls it. But Batman, it's just called Batman, that's all it's called. Awesome game, pretty hard, but it's awesome. A classic game, brilliant music, brilliant graphics, game that I remember massively from back in the day. Being a child, etc. in the 80s and 90s. This game, I've not played this. I thought I had actually. And I have to hold my hand up here, like there's a lot of films that I've not seen from the 80s, the classic films. I'm assuming this is an 80s film. Rambo, First Blood Part 2. I've never seen. A camera that refused to focus, there we go. It's not the camera's fault, it's the weird setting that I've got it to. But there we go. Rambo First Blood Part 2. It's correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's very much Commando-esque. Looks very Commando-esque. Will you be able to see it? Focus. There we go. Will you be able to see it? I just see the glare of the light. I do not know. Back to me, there we go. But it looks very Commando-ish. I think it is, in all intents and purposes. Commando rip-off, but with Stallone on the front cover. I don't think I've played it. Certainly never watched the film, unfortunately. Ooh, the next game isn't a Hit Squad game. I said they were all Hit Squad games. This game is a classic that I played, I want to say, primarily on the Atari ST at my mate's Paul's house. I may be completely making this story up out my head. I do not know. But it's a game that I've wanted for a little while, and it's a game that I never ever see come up. I sort of remember, but can't really remember much about the game. But it's Rockstar Ate My Hamster. It's not something to do with like Freddy Star. Was that not a thing in the Daily Star back in the day? The tabloids, Freddy Star Ate My Hamster or something. Is that where this? I don't know. I could just be talking a lot of nonsense out my mouth, but let me know down below, because I forget stuff. But you basically, the easiest way to explain it is, I'll let you see the box. The easiest way to explain it is, there we go, is it's like weird Michael Jackson. I'm sure you choose like, says over 50 rock stars on the front, like different characters to like manage. One of them being Michael Jackson, I remember. Was one that was like Madonna-ish or something? Let me know down below, I can't remember. But you like manage and make, it's like a rock star management game. Making it sound really bad, but I remember being it fun back in the day. Being it fun, it being quite fun back in the day. I could be talking completely nonsense. It's probably not even a game like that, but my brain's failing me. Who knows? But next game is, I'm sorry, I'm just having a look at the other games there. I have played this actually, and I remember playing this back in the day. Return of the Jedi. I was going to say part 2. There's not part 2, is it? It's Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I do remember playing this back in the day, and I remember it being quite hard. What I remember from it is like the isometric levels, and it's quite hard to judge and dodge things as you're driving along in the speeder bike, etc. Don't remember much else other than that, but it is a very blurry, there we go, a very cool game. I love the box art of these cassettes. As I've said before in videos, even if this cassette never ever worked ever, because media, I know you look at this and not my face, it deteriorates over time on cassettes. The box art is absolutely epic, is what the box art is. Next game is a game that I have played, I think I played it on the Spectrum, I'm not 100% sure. It's Cabal. Cable, or is it Cable? Cabal, Cabal, Cable, 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 Cabal, 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 Cable, Cabal, Cable. Don't know, do not know. You have to put up with my wonky focusing because of the way the camera's set up. It's better for low light conditions. It's, what is it? Operation Wolf stroke Thunderbolt. Is that another version of the same sort of game? It's sort of like that, but I just remember you got a character at the bottom, I think, that you move across the screen rather than just a cursor. You have to like dodge the bullets that are coming towards you, move your character and move the cursor to shoot things, but it is very much Operation Wolf-esque, but a little man at the bottom of the screen. It's the only way I can explain it. Now the next game is one of my all-time favourite Spectrum games. I'm surprised I didn't have this in this format already. I think I do have the cardboard box variant and I do have the double dual variant case thing of it as well, but it's Robocop is what it is. It's an absolute classic. You'll just have to bear with this slow focus. There you go, Robocop, Star Choice, Robocop. It's, for my money, so to speak, one of the best home versions of a Robocop game. The music's amazing, it's got speech in it, I think it's just a brilliant game. I actually bizarrely even prefer it to the arcade machine. That's all I'm going to say. I could just be a big fanboy here of the Spectrum, but well, no, to be fair, if I had the arcade machine here, I'd like to have that. But yeah, Now the next 4 games are quite uncommon games that are hard to come across, but luckily my wife's quite good. She'll go on eBay and say, have you got this game, have you got this game, have you got this game, more than what I do. But I saw all these on eBay after the wife pointed them out to me, and they were all from one seller in Spain, and I happened to win them all. He had more that I didn't have, and I could have bought them, but I had to refrain myself from going crazy and buying even more of these games. But it was good to get them all from one seller. He didn't combine the postage though, the bad Spanish person. But I got them all a lot cheaper than what I've seen them sell for here in the UK loads of times. They were just auctions, and I won these 4. Let's say I could have won more. Can you hear the ambience? The ambience of the birds outside? I do not know. But the first game is an arcade classic. Maybe, certainly for me, maybe not for a lot of people. But it is Narc. It's the Narcs. There you go. Fuck us. There you go. Look at that cover art. It's absolutely awesome is what it is. This is an arcade. I've not played the Spectrum version, but like I said, I will. This is an arcade machine. There used to be this pen and paper shop stroke video rental place in town. Some people will know what I'm talking about. one or two who watch my videos who grew up in the same town I should say. And in the back they had arcade machines, and Narc, it is called Narc, I was going to say Narc. Narc is one of the games that you could go in and put 10 pence on and stay on forever, because an arcade machine, you just walk about crouched and you arrest everybody, and you don't need to even try and shoot them, and then at the end of the level, because you've arrested so many people, you get loads of bonuses, and then loads of extra life, so you can play the game for a hell of a long time. It's the Narcs, man! I don't think it says that in the Spectrum version. But anyway, next game, I'm quite curious to see how it plays on the Spectrum. I do not think I've played it on the Spectrum. It's one of my favourite Super Nintendo games. Like I say, it's quite hard again to find on the Spectrum. I'll buy that for $1. Does that give you a clue? You maybe think it's Robocop again, but it is Smash TV. Like, it's a game that plays very, very well on the arcade machine, because the arcade machine is obviously a dual stick, so you've got one for movement and one for directional shot. It plays very well on the Super Nintendo because you've got the D-pad. I was going to pull it off, but I thought it might knock stuff off the shelf. You've got the D-pad to move, and then you've got the 4 action buttons, and they are handily placed up, down, left, right, so it's very easy to do multiple directional shooting and moving at the same time. The Super Nintendo version. The Mega Drive version is a bit iffy, I think, for controlling it. How is the Spectrum version going to fare? Maybe it's keyboard only, and you've got movement, buttons and shoot directions. We'll find out soon. It's probably guff because of that simple reason, but I've never played it before. Another game, the next game I should say, is a game that I originally saw my friend's house, Andy and Craig's, back on their Amiga 500 when they first got it in the Cartoon Classics pack. You may know where I'm going. I unfortunately don't think it's going to have the same awesome intro that the Amiga version does have, but it's a good old effort for the Spectrum is what I'll say. And it's The Simpsons. Is it Bart versus the Space Mutants? You can probably see it on the screen up here where I can't. The Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants, I was correct. It's a classic game for me on the Amiga. I think it's only really doable with a cheat. It's a bit weird for a Simpsons game. I think they could have done something completely different, but 128k only, joystick only, but it's a decent game is what it is. I quite like it, certainly on the Amiga for a good mess about, more nostalgic than anything else. But I say it was one for the collection that I wanted, because I want all the Hit Squad games, and it was one, I don't think I played it on the Spectrum. I may be wrong, I may already have a video of this up, I can't remember, to be honest with you. So the next game, the final game in my Hit Squad little pickups video, minus Rockstar ate my hamster, is see, I'm looking at the box art and I'm wondering how this is going to work, because Spectrum game, or most Spectrum games are like monochromatic, as in all everything's one colour. But I don't mean that, rather than black and white, because I can see picture gameplay screenshots on the back of very colourful screens, and that's either Amstrad or Commodore 64, so on the Spectrum it may not look the best, but it's quite a rare-ish game that I didn't have. But it's Super Space Invaders by Domark. I wonder if the non-Hit Squad version of this is in a plastic clamshell, like a lot of Domark games are. Super Space Invaders, and I'll flip it round. You can see the top, too close for focus, the top screens are blatantly not Spectrum. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how that plays, to be honest with you. But it's one that I needed, and it's one that's quite rare as well. So me looking at my shelf over there, I need to have a look and see how many I still need, because I've got a shit ton of Hit Squad games. Hit Squad games, for those of you who do not know, or who were not a Spectrum or Commodore 64 Amstrad CPC fan, they're like a budget re-release. These were all probably like, I think $2.99, correct me if I'm wrong, back in the day. Some of them were released quite late on, like I've got the Addams Family over there. So games like that can be quite rare, quite expensive. Some of them can, depending on where they were released in the lifetime of the Spectrum, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's coming along. I know there's a Rockstar game in there, but you get the idea. They are coming along, the collection's coming along. I have got a spreadsheet, so I need to have a look and see how many I've got, how many I need. Will I ever complete the collection? Yes. Maybe not, I don't know. Some are quite hard to find actually. I've got most of the expensive ones. I don't, there's still quite a few expensive ones out there to get, but it's whether or not they come up. Facebook groups are good. eBay randomly as well. Like this was obviously a collector in Spain, just decided to sell it for some reason. But hey ho, my benefit, his benefit as well. I suppose he got the money for the games that he wanted. But the collection's coming along okay. But let me know down below, guys. Hit Squad games for those 8-bit home computer lovers who are watching this. I remember having some as a kid. Do you remember having them? Do you remember seeing them in shops? I don't really remember seeing them in shops, to be honest with you. Or were they thought of as the cheapy versions? I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. Yeah, I remember having one or two of them, but that's about it, to be honest with you. But certainly they're very nostalgic for me because they're all the same colour, they're all the same writing, art, etc. Just with different pictures on the front. So they're very, very nostalgic for me. And it's, I think, first goal with the Spectrum collecting was to get all the Dizzy games, which I've done that, and the next one is the Hit Squad games. After that I will move on to Codemaster games, I think. Again, there's a shit ton of them as well. But we'll leave it there though, folks. As always, thank you much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?